Brad, Bill Doyle, Worcester Telegram. I asked you about Greg Monroe before the game. Just what did you think about the way he played tonight as opposed to Game 1?
Yeah, I thought he was good. He missed film yesterday because he was sick, so I don't know if that was part of the reason why he struggled in Game 1, but I thought he was really good today. Very active, very aggressive, played through him on offense. And then I thought defensively he got his hands on some balls, had a couple of blocks. Like he was very, very, alert to what they were running. He was good. He was, I think, listed as questionable going into today, but he went through shoot-around this morning, felt a lot better today, so we changed it to active.
Mark Murphy, Boston Herald. Brad, Shane in Game 1 had a couple of rough moments with the ball early. Certainly turned it around tonight. Just how much did he swing things?
He was very good. He's been great defensively 2 straight games now, and then offensively I thought he found his rhythm. He attacked, beat people off the dribble on a number of occasions, made plays for himself and others, and played really aggressively. The shot at the end of the third was a big play from the standpoint of you go from 12 to 15, you get to start with the ball in the fourth. It's a huge, huge difference. He made a ton of big plays, and defensively he's been great all year, but the last 2 games he's been very good.
Brad, Steve Balpett, Boston Herald. You talked about the need for scoring. The past couple games, Jalen has kind of stepped into that void. Can you just discuss his growth as we've seen in these first 2 games?
Well, I think Jalen loves the moment. I think he really appreciates the opportunity, to compete on this stage and at this level. And we've seen him against the better teams in the league all year be able to really raise his level in some of the biggest games. And I think that obviously he's gaining more experience by the minute, and he lived quite a lot last year. And so he's one of our more experienced guys in some ways in this setting, and he did a great job of, again, picking the right spots to attack tonight. I would say that obviously he's had a great year when you consider from a growth standpoint in almost every category from my eyes. And I thought defensively he was very good tonight. I mean, Middleton's a handful. And when Jalen made it as tough as he could on him, and obviously Middleton ended up with 25, and a lot of times that was against switches and different matchups. But, I mean, he's doing a great job on both ends for us.
Brad, Jay King, The Athletic. When the Bucks went small with Giannis at the 5 the other night, you guys went small. Today you went big for a stretch with Monroe in there, and also used Gershon. When you go that big against them, especially their small unit, what are the keys for you, and what convinced you to go to that tonight?
Well, I think it helps to do that when you're up 15 late. I think that the bottom line is that we knew we could post Monroe with whoever was going to guard him in that setting. And if they switched Giannis onto him, we could still post him, or we could post Al against whoever the guard was that was guarding Al. So Al's ability to guard perimeter players and Gershon's ability to guard perimeter players, I think, gives us some flexibility there.
Brad, Chris Mannix with Yahoo. Along those same lines, with so many guys coming in and out of the lineup in the last few weeks, or really all season, how valuable is a guy like Al in sort of establishing the connectivity out there on the floor, helping right away?
Yeah, I mean, and Al is very locked into what's going on in the game. I mean, he's thinking about it at a high level. He, we switched his rotation in the second half so that he was going to be more of a 3-stint player instead of 2. And he is flexible as far as whatever you want to do, but he is really locked in to all the different matchups that he may have to guard, and number one being Giannis. I thought second game in a row, I feel like we did a great job on Giannis. He ended up 13 of 17 for 30 points. He's impossible to guard.
Jared Weiss, The Athletic. Going back to Jalen, he seemed to be kind of pursuing matchups where he was going to go to his move no matter how they tried to guard him. And he was going to a few moves that were maybe even out of character for him, just going to like step backs where he usually would try to attack through. Do you feel like he's right now in this moment really playing with a level of confidence that's even at like a higher level than he has this year?
I think he's really, I mean, I think that's been growing as the years gone on, and he believes in himself, and he should, and we're putting in a lot of work to, you know, to again play well at this, on this stage. And he obviously has some athletic ability that's extremely unique, with ability to separate, explode, as you mentioned, step back and create separation. He just, you know, as he continues to get older and get more experience, you know, he's just going to get better and better and better. And that's why I'm not surprised by what I would consider to be a great jump in year 2.
Brad, Mike Petralia, CLNS Media. The confidence with which the team played early on from the get-go seemed pretty significant. I'm just curious, your observations in the first couple of minutes, if you noticed that high energy you guys are playing with.
Yeah, I mean, we felt really good about how we guarded them the other day. We didn't feel great about our attack. We felt like we could improve offensively quite a bit from that game, and so I thought our guys were excited to play. And you know, I thought that hopefully, you know, we can play more possessions like we did tonight. But they were clearly very locked in on both sides of the ball, and you know, you better be, or else you'll get beat in this setting in the playoffs.
Coach Mark D'Amico, Celtics.com. A little bit different scenario for you guys right now than it was a year ago after your first 2 home games. Maintaining an edge now as you go on the road, being up 2-0 as opposed to being down 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't play with an edge, we'll get beat by 30. So we better play with an edge. Better play competitive, better be tough. Can't let go of that. I mean, that's, you don't have a chance if you don't do that. That's kind of who we've been. Like, that's why we've got very good players. We've got very versatile players. We've got very confident players. We care about the game. We care about each other. But first and foremost, we've got really competitive guys. And, you know, if you don't compete, you're going to get beat. The game will be honest. Thanks.